In this video, we're going to find the limit as x and y approaches 0, 0 of x cubed minus y times x squared all over x squared plus 4y squared. We're going to use two different methods to solve this. The first method being polar coordinates. But before we use polar coordinates, we can factor out the numerator, factor out an x squared to get x squared times the quantity x minus y. And we're going to use x equals r cosine theta, y equals r sine theta. And so the limit, the bottom part, x and y approaches 0, 0 means that r is going to approach 0. And it technically should be 0 from the right. So I'm going to replace x with r cosine theta. So x squared is r squared times cosine squared. And then x would just be r cosine theta minus r sine theta, but you can factor out the r. And this r can be brought outside here to make r cubed cosine squared times cosine minus theta. In the denominator, we have x squared plus 4y squared. X squared is just 4r squared cosine squared. Y squared is r squared sine squared. Factor on r squared. And we have cosine squared plus 4 sine squared. So now we'll just replace it in the fraction, and we can do some simplifying. Obviously, r cubed over r squared turns into just r in the numerator. And then we have cosine squared times the quantity cosine minus sine over cosine squared plus 4 sine squared. Now we can just take the limit. So these guys, so I guess I should write this out. R approaches 0 from the right. R times cosine squared times cosine minus sine over cosine squared plus 4 sine squared. Now, all of this, basically everything except r is a constant. It does not depend on r. So you can, if you want, you can bring it outside, although that's not necessary. But really, I'm going to substitute r as 0. So I have 0 times all of this stuff, which makes it just 0. So the limit is 0. Now let's take let's use the squeeze theorem to solve it. So this is the second approach. We're still going to factor out the numerator, but first we're going to take the absolute value. So we take the absolute value of the top and the bottom. Now the bottom is just something squared plus something squared. That's always going to be greater than or equal to 0. So you can just remove the absolute value. And at the top we have the absolute value of x squared times quantity x minus y. And the idea is to find something that's bigger. So we're going to find an upper bound. The lower bound is obviously going to be 0 because we're looking at the absolute value. So that's not a concern. Okay, so let's use a triangle inequality. So the triangle inequality says that the absolute value of x minus y is less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus absolute value y. So x squared, this could just come outside. So the absolute value of x squared is just x squared. And then the absolute value of x minus y then will be less than or equal to the absolute value of x plus absolute value of y. Now we can compare the denominator. So the denominator is always going to be greater than or equal to x squared because 4y squared is greater than or equal to 0. And so if I add x squared to both sides, I have x squared plus 4y squared is greater than or equal to x squared. So when I flip it, so let's say 1 over x squared plus 4y squared, that's going to be less than or equal to 1 over x squared, basically. So now I can multiply both sides by x squared times the quantity absolute value of x plus absolute value of y. The nice thing is the x squareds are going to cancel. So we end up with this inequality. So if we take the limit of as x and y approaches 0, 0 of absolute value of x plus absolute value of y, that clearly goes to 0 because we just plug in x and y is equal to 0, you get 0. So by the Squeeze theorem, the original limit also has to go to 0 because this was also, bounded below by 0, and 0 goes to 0 as x and y approaches 0, 0. So we say that the original limit also goes to 0, and that's our final answer.